Hey everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. It's time for another fails and faves video. In these videos I go over the prior month's favorites and not so much from the world of Kbeauty. And usually I stick to Korean and Japanese products, however this time I have a couple bonuses for you that are not Korean or Japanese. I leave links to all the products and detailed reviews if I have them in the description box, or you can look for them on KBeautyHobbit.com, which is my blog. These are in no particular order. The first one is a huge fave, and these are the Kao Steam Patches. It's a warming eye mask. It's a single-use product. Inside the box are 12, although I've seen boxes that come with 14 or 7. I've usually gotten the ones with 12. This one is the rose scent. I've also had lemon, I've had lavender, and they also come in unscented. The really weird thing though about unscented is it's marketed as for men. I'm not sure why that would be for men, but okay. Anyway, these are really nice warming masks. You open the packet and as soon as the air hits the mask, it starts to warm up to a very comfortable 40 degrees Celsius temperature, and it's just so relaxing. It helps me fall asleep. My toddler still naps during the day, but we have to cut off his nap at about an hour, otherwise he doesn't go to bed. So I only get that exact 1 hour to relax myself, and it takes me way too long to fall asleep. So my favorite thing to do is to put in my headphones, turn on like a Peloton sleep meditation, put this one on or one of these on, and that makes me fall asleep so fast. So I actually get most of that hour as a nap instead of just lying there thinking about how I need to hurry up and go to bed because I don't have that much time. To be fair, these are somewhat wasteful. They are single use. You're throwing away the sachet and the actual mask when you're done. I don't use these every day for that reason. They're more of a little luxury treat for me, but on occasion I feel like they're worth it, and I try to reduce my waste in almost every way I can, but sometimes, you know, you just want to pamper yourself a little bit. Next fave is the Stitch and Soul No Pore Blem Primer. I'm actually wearing it right now. I've had their Icy Sherbet Primer and I didn't love that one, although my friend that I gave it to who has dry skin really likes that one. This one is way better for my combination skin with an oily T-zone. It has a really light, nice scent that does not stick around, and it just comes out as this almost like a light cream. Very easy to spread. It's not greasy, and I actually use this one even when I don't wear makeup because it helps control excess oil very nicely all day long, but without drying my skin out. And it just makes my skin so soft and velvety. I'm wearing it now. I have a BB cream over it, but I'm wearing this today for the filming, and it's just really nice. And the bottle is glass, which always makes the whole thing feel so luxurious. Next one is a bit of a fail. It's the Bellflower Vitamin C 20% Serum. This is very fresh. I have recently gotten it like a few weeks ago, and as soon as I opened it, it was this color. I don't know if you can see, it's kind of yellow. So I emailed the brand asking, hey, is this how it's supposed to be? Did this oxidize? They had these like really strange questions for me about it, like, well, when did you get it, or, you know, just some interesting things. It's like, no, I'm asking you what color is your product, what is it supposed to be? It's almost like they didn't know. Eventually they told me that they've added some ingredients to here that give it that color to help stabilize the vitamin C. Okay, fine. That's not why this is a fail though. The reason this is a fail is because my personal preferred way to use vitamin C is in the morning before sunscreen, because it can actually enhance the efficacy of your sunscreen. It's not a replacement for SPF, but it just works in conjunction with sunscreen to give you the best protection and help fight free radicals. But this, and I almost thought my sunscreen was bad because I was also testing a new sunscreen at the time, and the sunscreen felt sticky and greasy, but it hadn't before when I used it before without this vitamin C serum. So I tested the sunscreen by itself many more times, as I usually do before reviewing. And then I tried it again with this vitamin C under it, and sure enough, once again, my skin felt greasy, sticky, like the sunscreen never dried down. So I've been using this at night, but that's just not how I like to use my vitamin C. I use other things at night. I use my tretinoin at night, and so vitamin C is just not something that is part of my evening routine, so I just don't like the texture. And if you tried Klairs vitamin C, it has that little a little bit of an oily kind of feel to it when you apply it, but it gives the skin this awesome glow, and it does not feel sticky, and it does not affect how your sunscreen feels, but this one does. So I don't know, I just don't like it. I'm going to be probably using this up on my body, and if you've seen my leg pigmentation video, I had this terrible post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation all over my leg from picking at ingrown hairs, and I successfully faded that to almost nothing. It took a while, but I have a whole video on that, and in that video I mentioned how I use a lot of stuff that I use for my face on my leg, so this is probably going to be a leg serum instead of a face serum, but it's not something I would buy or try to acquire again. It's just not a thing that I enjoyed. Here's a fave from a non-Korean brand. They're from Dominican Republic, and I met them at Cosmoprof. I have a whole video about Cosmoprof. This is a really big beauty expo. It's a business-to-business convention that I went to in July in Vegas as a guest of Skin 104 brand, and it was absolutely mind-blowing how much stuff I saw there. But I met one of the owners of this brand. It's Moringa. Moringa is the plant that they use in all of their skincare. Gaia also means earth, so it's just this a really cool brand. Now it's all natural but without greenwashing, and I have this awesome serum that they gave me. It's the Fresh Bloom face serum, or it's a face oil, really more than a serum. It has some essential oils in it, but I actually love that. The bottle is glass, this is bamboo, really luxurious packaging, and this is so great. I don't use it every night, but I do use it occasionally. I don't know if you can tell, I'm actually flaking here from tread, and my skin is just having a great time adjusting to tretinoin still, even though I've been using it for weeks and weeks, and I used other retinoids before. But every few nights on my off-tret nights, I will use this in my skincare routine just to really soften everything up, to really moisturize everything. And then the essential oils that are in here make this smell like the best perfume ever. And when I talked to the owner at Cosmoprof, I told her that if they ever made a perfume, like a solid perfume with this, I would 100% buy it. This is more of a premium brand, pricing-wise. I did get this as a gift from the owner, and I got a bunch of other things from them as well, and I'm loving all of them, to be honest. This is more of a premium price, but I really like it, and I've been using this quite a bit for several weeks since July, and I've only made like a tiny bit of a dent. I don't even know if you can see, but it only takes a couple drops each time, so this bottle will last me a long time, definitely, but I'll put a link in there. This is not sponsored or anything like that, but you can check it out. I love it. It's so good. Another non-Korean product, but a brand that is definitely very popular with people who like Asian skincare. At least people keep trying to bring it up in my group, even though it's against the rules to discuss products that are not Asian brands. This is The Ordinary Hair Care Multi-Peptide Serum for Hair Density. I got it because Jude Chow from 50 Shades of Snail loves it, and Jude is like my ultimate role model, and most of the things she loves are amazing. This is not it for me, and I'll tell you why. The reason why is I can't fully tell if it's doing anything for hair density because I can't stand using this. It's a bit thicker, and it's not super easy to apply. You're supposed to put it on your scalp couple times a day, or at least every day for sure, and it makes my roots oily, and no matter what I try, it just makes them oily and feel kind of crunchy and weird. And I try not to put it on the actual roots but more focus on the scalp, but you know, it's really difficult to put something on the scalp without getting at least some of your hair with it also. And I already have an oily scalp, I already have fine hair, I don't need anything to make it look oilier and worse. So I don't know. On wash days, which is about every other day for me, I do put it now kind of toward the back of my head because I'm using some other stuff at the top, and I'm just dealing with some thinning and all kinds of just really difficult to deal with hair things. I will make a video eventually about this as I test the things that I'm testing right now for several more months just to see what they're doing. Right now I'm kind of shedding, which is part of the process. I don't love it, but okay. Anyways, this ain't it for me. I'm not repurchasing this. I bought this with my own money. I'm not going to rebuy it. I'm halfway down the bottle. I don't think it's doing anything, but I'm putting it to the back of my head just to avoid throwing it out. I don't know who in my life would even want this, you know, to give it to somebody potentially, but that's just not doing it for me. Next is a Win. It's an iconic product. I'm finally trying it for myself. I heard so much about it, and Dr. Dre just recently talked about it in one of her videos. And Dr. Dre and I love her content and I love her medical knowledge. I love her general advice for skincare. But as far as actual products, we tend to disagree on things. Like, she tends to really dislike things I like. I tend to really dislike things she likes. But this one I think we agree on. It's the Hada Labo cleansing oil. It looks like this. It has a somewhat like super mild scent, but that's not from fragrance. That's just from the ingredients that are in it. 7 fluid ounces. It's not very expensive. Takes off sunscreen and makeup wonderfully, doesn't irritate my skin. I've used it a whole bunch of times, but only a little bit of it is gone. It's just so nice. I can see why people love it, and you can buy refill packs for this instead of buying another plastic bottle every time. You can just buy a bag, which is kind of common actually with Japanese skincare. You can just buy a refill bag and refill your bottle. So really, really, really good. I can see why people like it. And last but not least, I don't have a full review for this yet. I might by the time this video comes out, but maybe not. I don't know. This is the Haru Haru Black Rice Bakuchiol Eye Cream. It is so nice. First of all, Haru Haru just makes amazing stuff in general. Second of all, the pump is super convenient. And then what I really love is the texture. It is nourishing but not sticky. And I use this at night. It has Bakuchiol, which if I hear one more time that it's a retinol alternative, I might barf. It is not the same as retinol, but if you can't use retinol for some reason, you want to try Bakuchiol, go for it. I prefer actual retinoids, but I don't need an actual retinoid every single day, especially not in the eye area. So this is a really nice, nourishing cream that is not heavy and not sticky. And for example, last night I put it on, focusing mostly on the under eye area and then putting some along the top of the orbital bone. Eye products tend to migrate down, so I don't put them on the mobile part of my eyelid because then it migrates into my eye, but I do along the orbital bone and then it kind of shifts where it should go, and then I put it under the eyes. And when I woke up this morning, I could still feel it under the eyes, but not in a bad way. Like, I could still feel that skin was nice and nourished and not as thin and dry as it usually is. And I like that. I want my overnight skincare to kind of stay on. I don't want to wake up with a dry face. I want to wake up maybe even feeling a little bit of cream still on there, like with this one. If you have really, really dry skin, this might be a good daytime product for you. I tend to either use no eye products in the mornings. I put sunscreen around the eyes, or I'll do an eye gel, like the Klairs eye gel. Those are good. I don't usually do eye creams in the morning, but this, I think if you have really dry skin, might be a morning product for you. For me, it's a nighttime one, and it's great. I also sometimes put it on the nasolabial folds right here, because that's another little trouble area for me, and I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older or because I lost a ton of weight in the last, I don't know, like decade. But when I smile, there are lines now, and sometimes when I stop smiling, there's still little dents. So I would love to say that's because I'm just so thin now. No, I think that's just things are sagging and aging and not bouncing back the way they should. Oh well. So those are my fails and faves from the prior month. Please tell me what yours are, if you tried any of the ones that I showed, and what you think. Of course, this is just my opinion, so if my fails are your faves, awesome. If my faves end up being your fails, I'm sorry. But we're all different, and I always encourage people to read a bunch of reviews from different creators, but also try stuff for yourself if you're able to, because you just never know what's going to work for you. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com, in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. We have over 75,000 members and growing. We'd love to have you if you're not already in there. I hope to see you in my next video, and until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much. Bye.